So I don't really know if we're qualified to give long distance relationship advice or not, but it's been 2 years and we are still together. So today we wanted to share a few things that have worked well for us. But first, we've got to tend to some dog parent duties. See you in just a bit. So we actually have already recorded an intro. We did this while we were in San Francisco, and I got ready to sit down and start editing yesterday and realized that some of the footage just disappeared. Some of it was corrupt.
We're still figuring this out. I think I just spit at the camera. Sorry about that.
So we figured today we would actually introduce ourselves. My name is KC and I use they, them, their pronouns. I currently live in Northwest Arkansas and I am a licensed mental health clinician.
Hey everyone, I'm Megan, she, her, hers, and I currently live in Austin, Texas, and I'm in sales.
We have been doing long distance for, this is going on our third year. So
going on our third year. Two out of our 3 years of dating.
Like she said, 2 of the 3 years that we have been dating, we have been long distance. And so today we just kind of wanted to talk about
how we make this relationship, our long distance relationship, work, and some tips that we have learned and some obstacles that we've definitely overcome in these 2 years that we've been having to do long distance.
If you have been in a long distance relationship or you currently are in one, leave us a comment below to let us know what tips or things have worked for you, and maybe some of the things that you've tried that we maybe mentioned today that didn't work for you, because obviously every relationship is unique and not everything that works for us will work for everyone else.
So one of the main things that helps us is definitely having a schedule. We talk to each other every morning before we get to work, right after work, and then we usually FaceTime before bed.
And for us, it's not over communication, because I think that's something that you have to be aware of too within this. And typically those conversations are no more than 5 to 30 minutes, obviously just depending on what we're talking about.
For sure. And obviously we're texting each other throughout the day as well.
Not on the clock.
No, never on the clock. We're in tune with each other's lives, but we're not too invasive with it. The best and worst part about long distance is the independence. And so having a schedule for us definitely helps with that independence piece of it. And it could be, sorry, that was rambling.
Yes. So as much as I love Megan, I feel like in the back of this truck, we are very close to one another and I'm getting really hot. So we're going to probably move to where we can get a little bit more shoulder room.
We're sweating on each other.
Sorry, it's a spider.
You're good.
Yay! Okay.
So the next thing that we've found that really helps our relationship is being very intentional with our time together and not necessarily always feeling like we have to do something big whenever we see each other, but
we don't always go to San Francisco when we miss one another.
Yeah, definitely not. But definitely just doing the stuff that we like to do together and things that we would normally do if we were living in the same city, but then also making sure we take the time to appreciate it since we don't get to do that stuff together every single day.
Yeah, I think even just like small things like cooking breakfast together on the weekend, like that was something that we always did whenever we lived in the same city and lived together, is we always had like pancake weekends, so pancake Saturdays or pancake Sundays, and that's something that we have held very near and dear to our relationship. But then even just like going on hikes, taking the dogs for walks,
finding new places to eat.
Yeah.
Also just experiencing something new in whichever town we're in, or if we're meeting in the middle or somewhere random.
Yeah.
Finding some place new that neither of us have been before or that we've been wanting to try by ourselves.
And something to be aware of, it can get really expensive, like all the traveling back and forth. So even just like being financially, conscious of what you're doing. So like you're not always doing something huge, but you're doing something together and you're doing something fun. Try to keep it under $20 or free if possible. So like today, we just had a little, sorry, there's like spiders and stuff out here. It's not a spider, it's my sweat dripping.
Oh, that's bad.
So like today we just like had a picnic in the park or in the parking lot of a park. We may actually probably just go somewhere else. It is hot down here in Texas. Like, holy cow. I'm gonna have to go somewhere with some
Some more
AC
shade?
or some shade.
Or both.
And we will, yeah, we'll see you here in a little bit because it's hot. Pretty sure I just saw a tumbleweed or something.
Now that we are back and out of the sun, so gifts. Not anything massive or too big. You know, we have to be very cost efficient. And so it's mainly just, you know, writing letters every now and then or sending something in the mail because it's really nice to actually receive like a package at your door. And something that you can do that doesn't cost any money is just leaving a voicemail or sending like a voice memo because honestly, it's really nice to listen to those things whenever we are missing each other and just be like, ugh, I needed to hear that right now. I think also the importance of a gift, letting the other person know that you are thinking about them and that you just want them to know that they are special to you.
Moving on to the fourth one, communication is really hard, and being honest and vulnerable with another person about how you're feeling, about something that they've done that has upset you, it's really difficult. But it's very important in being able to get past whatever has happened and being able to move on within the relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also think with those conversations, you also learn more about yourself. One thing that I've learned about myself with open communication is I suck at it. And something that I really had to work on when we started this long distance thing.
I think we both did.
Something that we also learned is we needed to express our expectations of the relationship and expectations of ourselves and expectations of the other person. Not only frustrations and not only the positive things, but also, hey, this is who I am. This is how I like to be loved. This is how I like to be communicated with. Please respect that and kind of adapt to that.
And we had to have those really tough conversations the first 6 months of being long distance, and it sucked. But I think getting through that to, a year and a half later, like,
we're stronger than we have ever been, and we can talk to each other about literally anything. Not figuratively, literally anything.
Literally anything. Even if she doesn't think the same way, I know she's not going to judge me, and it's going to help her know and understand me more, which in turn makes our relationship that much stronger. For our last one, this one is just planning. Something that we have found super, super helpful is planning our next visit or planning our next 2 to 3 visits. So if I know I'm going to see her in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, like, does it still suck? Yes. But being in that, maybe I'll see you in a month or 3 weeks or 2 months, like, that puts a lot of extra strain on it. And not necessarily saying that we've been like, hey, I'll see you in 2 weeks, and we've stuck to it every single time. Like, obviously there needs to be some flexibility in it, but giving you something to kind of look forward to, like, okay, I'll see you in about 2 weeks, about 3 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever. And if you can, we have tried to find ways that we can travel together still. So if I have a conference to go to for work, if she's got something to go through for work in another city, another state, we try to figure out if we can pair some vacation together around that, just kind of take advantage of those opportunities and see a new city, see a new state together. So if you can, I would highly recommend trying to implement that as well.
You have to pack so much into just a weekend or 3 days or whatever it is, but it is so worth it. It is so worth how tired you are afterwards. It's so worth how tired you are during, just because we have done so many cool things together, and it's been just with a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or just a Saturday, Sunday, and it's things that we are able to check off our bucket list, and it's things that we are able to just enjoy and look back on and vlog about, hopefully.
And I actually have one more bonus tip that has really worked for our relationship, but we have to go somewhere else. Actually, let's head there right now, and we'll go ahead and get into that. Don't look so nervous.
I'm so nervous.
We just pulled over before we head to our next adventure so that I could show you part of what I wanted to include in this next little tip.
die.
Was it as hard as you thought?
It wasn't as scary as I thought. It's still scary, but it wasn't as scary.
So this is part of kind of our last tip. Is just like introducing the other one to something that you enjoy doing, whether that's an activity, books, whatever. Yeah, Megan's not a skateboarder. I'm not a skateboarder either, but it's something that I have been getting more into, and I love it.
Good.
So I wanted to have her try it out. The next thing, she's been doing this for a couple months now. We're a little bit more than a couple months, almost like 6 months now.
Not very often.
I kind of want to see how much better she's gotten. So yeah, let's head out.
Woo!
We are here. Let's do it. You may be wondering why we're laughing. We haven't even said a word to one another about what I'm about to record right now. So I think right now is a perfect time to implement some of the things that we've been talking about today. We just got through climbing. Actually, I'll let you tell it.
Oh, you'll let me tell
I'll let you tell it because I don't want to say anything that may be wrong.
So we just got through climbing, and we're both really tired right now. I think that has a piece of it. Don't
What?
Don't look at the camera like that.
I'm checking my glasses.
We got into a little tiff over who knows what. Mainly Casey telling me what to do. And I was not in the mindset where I wanted someone to tell me what to do. I wanted someone to be compassionate and not a coach.
It's not my strong point. I'm big on just pushing through it and going until you can't anymore. And we did not see eye to eye in there.
No, we did not see eye to eye in there.
So,
And it may seem very stupid and minuscule to get into a tiff over rock climbing. But
it's real.
But it's real, and it's life. Like, you're going to get into fights, you're going to get into arguments, you're going to just not agree on a lot of things, and you need to communicate to each other about them. Even when you don't want to, even when you want to sit down and act like a little kid, apparently.
You're right. I shouldn't have said that. But you kind of were.
I realize that.
I will say this. I know I need it, and I know that I also need to be respectful of it. When we are upset, people in general, a lot of times we do need just a little bit of time, a moment, a breather, to be able to come back and talk about it. And so I should have been more respectful of that, and I'm sorry.
Thank you. I should not have acted like a little kid and accepted your advice and told you that I was just done and that I did not want a coach at the moment. Instead of expecting you to just know that that's what I wanted at the time. I love you.
I love you too.
It's real life. We're not perfect.
Relationships aren't perfect. No relationship is perfect. No one person is perfect. And sometimes you get into little arguments about stupid shit. And you have to be able to talk about those things as well as the big arguments, and learn to move past them if you want to stay in the relationship.
Exactly.
So I'm sure we've got more talking to do, but I was just like, you know what? I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't pull the camera out right now and record the tension that was happening between us. I would have done it in there, but my phone was about to die. And yeah, there's a good chance she would have smacked the camera out of my hand. So
Absolutely.
just trying to be smart. So I just kind of want to do a really quick wrap up of today in just a second. So we are going to grab some food because we are starving, and probably a little bit of hangriness played into that little tiff. But we just wanted to go ahead and wrap up for today.
So first things first, have a schedule about your day. Secondly, be intentional about your time together. Thirdly,
Gifts, the most important.
Gifts, of course,
Not
my
the
favorite
most
thing.
important.
Not the most important thing, but one of my favorite things.
Open communication, which is
Yes.
what we just had to do. Talk to one another about your emotions, worldview, views on relationships, whatnot. And number 5 was
planning out your visit.
Planning out your next visit. We definitely think that that helps a lot in setting the expectations, but also just giving you something to look forward to. And then that last little bonus tip, we'll call it, is introducing the other one to activities or hobbies or things that you love. And the expectation shouldn't be that you do those things all the time together, but it's a good way to let the other person in on some activities that you like to do independent of them. So if any of you out there are currently in a long distance relationship, leave us a comment below and let us know what has or has not worked for you. We really hope you all enjoyed today's video and got something out of it, especially if you're in a long distance relationship. If you're not, share it with someone that may be in a long distance relationship and may find some of these tips useful. If you all, again, want to join us on more adventures and conversations in the future, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you all in the next video. Peace.